G'day you mob, Blackie here, from Dr. Black 66. You're watching Jace from Perth Cichlids. You know why you're here, because Jace has got the goods. Thanks for stopping by.
G'day fish tankers, today's video is about how many fish can I put in my tank, so stay tuned. So, how many fish can you put in your tank? We're going to put the fish in 4 different groups: Mbuna, peacocks, hat and predator hat. We're going to go through a few of the fish and how many litres of water each fish needs. So the Mbuna, we're looking at fish from 5 to 15 centimetres, and we'll need 15 litres of water per fish. The second fish we're going to look at is a peacock, and that will need 20 litres of water, and the fish will be mostly 15 to 20 centimetres. The third fish is a hat, and that fish will grow 20 to 30 centimetres and need 65 litres of water per fish. And then we have the big boys, the predator haps, 30 centimetre plus fish, and they're going to need 100 litres of water per fish. So when we say Mbuna, what are we talking about? We're talking about electric yellow, hongi, mangano. Peacocks, talking about onakara, dragon bloods, bengas, lawandas, etc. Haps are venustus, redfin ballii, moray dolphins. And then we've got the big boys, the predator haps, Malawi eyebiters, Malawi hawks, Malawi trout, rostratus. So people often add different fish like a frontosa. A frontosa we'll probably put in the predator hap size, so 30 centimetres plus. We've got silver sharks, probably class them as a hat. Silver dollars, we'll class them as a hat. A red forest jewel we'll put in the peacock range. Tropheus we'll put in the peacock range. Just to give you an idea, for this video we're not going to mix Africans and with South Americans and Americans and all that sort of stuff. This is for African Malawi Cichlids only. So we'll talk about tank sizes. This is an Australian video, so we're going to do it in Australian measurements. I will add the gallons if I can work it out quickly in my head. Just Google how many litres per gallon, and then you can work it out if you need the gallons. Or watch the video at the end and you can work out how many litres your tank is. So the ideal tank, 6 by 2 by 2, 650 litres or 170 gallons. You can put a good range of fish in there, so if you want a good assortment, that's my suggestion. 6 by 2 by 2. So 4 by 2 by 2, 3 by 2 by 2, 4 by 1.5 by 1.5 are all good also. Anything smaller than 250 litres, that'll be the 4 by 1.5 by 1.5, that's 66 gallons. You probably don't want to go too much under that. 3 by 2 by 2 is 330 litres, so that's a fairly good size, and a 4 by 2 by 2 is about 440 litres, which is 116 gallons, so pretty much any of them tanks. But if you've got room for a 6 by 2 by 2, let's go with that. So when you're stocking your tank, I do put Mbuna, peacocks and haps all together. If you're going to put predator haps in there, then you probably don't want to put Mbuna in there, because eventually they'll get big enough to eat them. So another stocking tip, if you're doing Mbuna peacocks and haps, then let's keep the Mbuna the smallest out of all the fish. I sell fish in little packs, so if you're growing them up all at the same time, that's pretty much okay as well. But if you're adding Mbuna to a tank already, you want to have them smaller than the peacocks and the haps. And if you're adding haps, you probably want to keep them smaller than the peacocks as well, just to watch the aggression. And we're doing male only. That will help with aggression too. We're just doing a sand substrate. Just get what you can afford. Bunnings sell a bag for $7.50. Pool filter sand as well, that's pretty cheap. And we're not going, well, we're not going to put decorations in there. Let's just put a few large rocks throughout the tank, but not creating caves and stuff, because we want to be able to see the fish. We don't want them hiding and fighting. We just want them to display, if that makes sense. So I don't chase pH here because I'm a breeder, but if you're setting up a tank, then I would look at adding buffers and getting the pH right. I notice buffers do help with fish colour and health. So get the best quality food you can afford. Try and keep it under 38% protein for the bigger fish. So just read that on the back of the label. So ideally, you're going to have good filtration, so that means a canister filter or a sump. We want to turn the water over 3 or 4 times an hour. So, as I said before, females cause problems in the Malawi display tank, so let's just keep the females for the breeders. Also, we'll go 1 of each species or 3. I wouldn't recommend doing 2 because they will just fight between each other, and one will be more dominant and show more colour and the other one will be dull anyway. So if an ideal world, only 1. So how often do you got a water change? That's a question that only your test kit can answer. Like these stocking levels that I've suggested, I go probably double in my tank, so I do 50% every week. I'm not sure if I need to do that much, but that's just what I do. If you really want to know when to change water, then you need to test your water. So you get a test kit, and when your nitrates start to get a bit high, say 60 to 80, then we'll do 50% water change and get it down to 20-30. So what I recommend is you get your tank established, and then you test your water regularly to work out when you need to do it. You might only want to do 25%, but all your numbers on that test kit will tell you when. It's all about the nitrates when they get over 40. Just keep an eye on that. I also recommend having a couple of different air sources. Like if you've got a canister filter, you'll have the outtake blowing water across the surface to create the ripples. But if that fails, then we need a backup, because there's nothing worse than coming home and your fish have been starved of oxygen. So maybe you can put a sponge filter in the tank, or even an air stone, maybe even 2 air stones, 1 at each end. So the air stones fail, then you've got your canister filter back up. So we want 2 sources of air. So we're going to keep the temperature about 27-28 degrees. If you're finding you're having too much aggression, then we can lower it to 26. There's a difference in aggression. As long as the fish, the aggressor, is not harming any other fish, then it's not really aggression. So if they're chasing each other around the tank, and that's what African tanks are all about, so no need to worry there, unless you're seeing fin damage.
Okay, so we're going to do look at how many litres this tank is. So we do the length, which is this way. It's 121 centimetres, times the width, which is that way, which is 35 centimetres, and the height. So we do it from the bottom up to the top of the water level, which is there. If you've got substrate in it, then you measure it from the top of the substrate to the top of the water level, and that's 40 centimetres. That gives us 169.40. We times that by 1,000, and that gives us, we divide that by 1,000, and that gives us 160.5 litres saved. So this is all in centimetres, and that's how we work out the litres here in Australia. So you want to work out, say you want to do a 50% water change, so you measure down to 20 centimetres and mark a line, and that will give you what, 85 litres. So if you put a mark at 20 centimetres and the total height's 40, so that's 50%, so you're 50% of that, and that's how you get your 50% water change. It's pretty simple. So I've got a 25, I'll show you on this tank over here. I have 3 lines. So 50 litres, 100 litres, 150 litres. Just depends how dirty it is and how long it's been since the last one. Same here. I've got an 80 litre mark and a 160 litre mark. You could probably put another one in between there. That's a 234 litre tank. So if I want to change 80 litres, there's the 80 litre mark. If I want to change 160 litres, all my tanks are marked. Saves me heaps of time. Yeah, so mark all your tanks. If it's a display tank, just mark it on the side there.
So I think that pretty much covers it. That's probably one of the most asked questions that I get asked, so it's good to answer it. Now when people ask it, I can say go and watch the video. So thanks for watching, and I think we will cross over to Rumble at Rumble's Fish Room and have another look at his room in case you missed it on Sunday. So let's go over there and have a look.
G'day Perth Cichlid fans, my name's Brendan. I'm from Rumble's Fish Room on YouTube. So a bit about me. I mainly keep African cichlids. I dabble in flower horns a little bit. I've got a couple. I cop a little bit of hate for it, but I enjoy them. But mainly African cichlids. I've got some wild caught frontosa, Benga peacocks, red top hongi, Nibochromis linni, electric yellows, dragon bloods, marble peacocks, Masobo. That's about all the Africans we'll cover for now. We've got stingrays in here. Just down here I've got a 5,000 litre stingray pond, and then above it is all my fry grow out. So these tanks are all fry. I haven't really got lights on the fry tanks. It's not really a priority for me. I'm chatting to Jason and a couple of other friends, and I really want to try kick off a group of us YouTubing together, like going to each other's houses, doing content together, because I feel like that would be more like some really good entertainment. So I think this video here is going to be the start of that. Maybe next time I'll get one of Jason's videos on my channel, and just so on and so forth. If we work together, I think we can make some entertaining gear. Alright, so now we're going to go outside and have a look at my koi pond. So this is my koi pond. I have no intention to breed these guys or anything. It's pure display. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. For those of you on Jason's channel, hopefully you guys can come along and enjoy the ride on my channel as well.
He's got a lot of cool fish, hasn't he? So head over to Rumble's Fish Room, find one of his videos, and let's drop a comment below and say we want a full fish room tour. In depth, 30 minutes. Say Jason sent you from Perth Cichlids. And remember, if you want more tanks, get more tanks.